And welcome back to the Big Playback pregame show. And as I mentioned, Carly, we do have a few other matchups going on tonight.
We sure do. And last night, Mountain View High School actually played Redmond High School.
They did, and this was an interesting matchup. We're not going to give away the ending just yet, but they played in Mountain View sitting at 3-2 on the season. All three of the Cougars wins by double digits, and their two losses each by a field goal. So they're right in every game. Meanwhile, Redmond is 2-3, and the Panthers, they have that big playability on offense. They have one of the state's leading receivers in Nathan Walks. I feel like we're calling his name every week with our highlights. But their issue has been consistency. We're not going to give away the results of the game. You'll have to tune in tonight on the Big Playback for that one.
And we'll also have coverage of the Ridgeview and Caldera game. Both these teams sitting at 1-4 and in the bottom of the IMC conference. One big difference, the Ravens have scored 110 points this season, while the young Caldera team has only scored 29 points. Caldera, of course, is in its first year with a varsity program and without any seniors on the team. Meanwhile, Ridgeview does have a lot of familiar faces from last year's successful squad, but not really seen any of that payoff so far this season.
And don't you worry, folks, just yet. We know there's games going on outside of Bend, and we're going to talk about them.
Yes, here's a look at tonight's Friday Night Light schedule.
So we have Mountain View and Redmond played last night, as we mentioned, but we do have those highlights for you coming up. Obviously, Bend and Summit play at 7, as well as Ridgeview and Caldera.
The Cowboys are hosting the first-place Pendleton Buckaroos, Sisters hosting Cresswell, and Culver taking on Regis.
And Madras actually plays LeGrand tomorrow. Taking a look at our standings now here in the 5A. Here, let me look at this right now. We know Summit's at the top here. Carly, let me let you take it over, actually.
Yeah, so things are looking, like you mentioned, Noah, Summit at the top in the 5A Intermountain Conference heading into Week 6. And Bend at number 2, of course, right behind Summit. So two of the top teams in the league. Mountain View and Redmond played last night, but came into Week 6 with flip-flop records at 3-2 and 2-3. And Caldera and Ridgeview at the bottom with 4A records. So we have matchups of the top, middle, and bottom half of the IMC, and that's a really great scheduling.
It's like they planned it to be like that on purpose. Yes. All right, Carly, now looking at the 4A division, Crook County sitting at 3-2 with 1 win in conference play, taking on those first-place Buckaroos that we've seen so much of this year. And Madras, same record but a loss in conference play, putting them towards the bottom.
Yes, and meanwhile, in 3A Lapine, looking strong again this year, sitting at really top of the pack. Sisters not far behind at 3-2.
And how about our Culver Bulldogs in 2A? Let's go Bulldogs. Top half of the conference at 3-2 with a 2-1 conference record. And you know what, Carly? We wanted to put our skills to the test here. We've been talking a lot of football. Why not put some predictions on these games coming up, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Does that sound good? All right, let's start with Culver and Regis. All right, the Bulldogs have been high scoring. I'm not going to go against the Bulldogs. I say they win it 38-35.
Okay, I say they're going to win it 27-21.
Okay, 27-21. Now let's move on to Sisters and Cresswell. You know, no surprise, going with the home team here.
Yes.
I say the Outlaws win 15-10, a low-scoring battle there.
Okay, oh, really? Low scoring?
That's what I'm thinking.
I think it's going to be 21-17.
Okay, Madras matinee game. I say they thrive in the sunshine. 13-6, couple missed extra pointers.
Okay, I think I'm going to go a little bit low scoring, 14-7.
Okay, all right. And a tough match for Crook County tonight, but I say they pull off the upset by a point, 29-28.
Okay, I'm going to say 23-17.
All right, Redmond, Mountain View, they already played, no predictions there, but Central Oregon matchups, Ridgeview, Caldera. I think Ridgeview finally has that breakout offensive game, and they take care of the young Wolfpack. I'm going to take it, let's say Ravens 48-7. I think they give it to them, yeah.
Okay, well, I love rooting for the underdog, or in this case, I'll say the younger dog, because we know Caldera has a pretty young team. Oh, but I think Caldera is gonna win this one, pull it out of the bag, and I'm gonna say low-scoring game. Let's go 14-7.
Okay, and now we have the big one, the reason we're all here, Summit versus Bend, number 1, number 2 in the state. I mean, you know, a lot of people are going to feel like Summit has the win. They had the tougher schedule. They've been to the quarterfinals. But I'm actually going to go against the grain and support the underdogs. I say Bend wins it. You know what? 23-21, Lava Bears.
Okay, I think Summit's going to take this one. They've been playing a lot of state competition teams. Summit's going to win 45-41.
All right, watch the Big Playback tonight at 11. Katie and Lee have more weather and news after this. We'll see you then.
See ya.